And welcome. It's Dr. Brenda. This is our workshop, Design Your Strategy to Avoid the Holiday Credit Card Hangover. Hey, this video is a recording of the presentation only. It is not the live version. I'm going to give you a little secret here. I actually don't record the live versions of my workshops. Why? Because we're talking about money, we're talking about spending patterns, we're talking about sometimes some painful emotional things. And when you join me live, I want you to have that confidentiality. You're going to know that that information you share is not spread on the internet. So I record just the presentations only. Second reason is I'm a full-time RVer. I'm traveling all the time. And sometimes I'm going live and I have those technical glitches and boom, I've just lost my presentation. This gives you a nice clean presentation. The third reason, I know your time is valuable. And if you're like me, maybe you're speeding up the audio to get this 1.5, 2 times faster. This way you cut through all the clutter and you can focus on the content itself. All right, so are you ready to get going? So welcome, welcome, welcome. Since this isn't a live workshop, I still want you to engage. I got 2 things for you, 2 assignments. Get out a notepad and a pen. Okay, you're gonna write. You can't type in the chat, but that doesn't prevent you from fully participating. So get out the notepad and the pen. Second thing is shut down all those distractions. I want you to focus on what we're going to talk about today. And boy, I know our lives are so busy and there's a zillion things going on and you are multitasking. Just stop. Stop, take a deep breath. You're here for the workshop. Okay, now, are you in the right place? Let's talk about who this workshop is for. This is for you if you are open to shifting the way that you've always done things. This is for you if you want a strategy that does not leave you with debt. This is for you if you want to make the holidays actually more meaningful. Now, my stuff isn't for everybody, and that's okay. You can pause, you can end this right now, you can exit. If you think credit card is just a fact of life, this is probably not a workshop for you. If you do not take responsibility for your spending decisions, not much I can do, my friends. And if you don't want to change the way you think about money, you might think about backing out of this workshop. Now, I hope that you are in all the way and excited about what's coming down the pike. I'm going to start by sharing a story. So this is an orphanage. The background is an orphanage. The middle child is my child. And this is an orphanage from, these are little girls who were in an orphanage in Zaporozhye, Ukraine. And Christmas, the holidays for me, I've always been on my own. So a lot of times I was alone for Christmas. And, I've never been a big spender. And, they just didn't have a whole lot of meaning to me. But when you bring a child into the picture, things start to change. And for my child growing up with every disadvantage you can think of, and then coming to America and being inundated with grocery stores filled with stuff, giant Target stores filled with stuff. We could have easily gone overboard, but here's the thing. I was working full-time, crazy career. I traveled a lot for work. And then when my kid was in school, he is busy doing, at school. So, what did she really want over the holidays? She wanted to spend time with me. It wasn't about the stuff. It wasn't about the spending. I would purposely get some things that we could play together. Board games were great. We played the heck out of the Wii game. We could bowl together. We would have all kinds of fun. So my child now, he's transitioning to male, and he's 25, and he's never wanted a lot of stuff. And what he wants from mom is support and love. Because, boy, it's a tough transition anyway, becoming, in your 20s, and then to throw in all of the other emotions and things that he's going through. He wants support. So I really want you to stop and pause and think about what is the most important thing for you for the holidays. Write it down. What do you want out of the holidays? Okay. So I'm always upfront with you guys. So this workshop, it just gives you a little sample of the workshops that I'm putting together in my Gutsy Women Finances community. And so I'm going to talk to you towards the end of this about Gutsy Women Finances community. Every month I rotate the theme. So December is Dare to Dream month, and I would love for you to join us, but I want to be upfront with you and share that I am going to invite you into the Gutsy Women Finances community as we go through our workshop. So for me, this is what we're talking about today is holiday spending. I mean, that's just like a microcosm of the big picture of what I call financial freedom. I worked with a coach a couple of years ago, and she said, well, how do you reach financial freedom? And I paused, and I'm like, this is it. You dream, plan, save, and do. That's it, guys. Dream, plan, save, do. You got to have a dream or a purpose. You need the plan. You got to save your money. And the most difficult step is actually stepping into that dream life. You've made all the plans, but that is the bigger picture. So today, all we're talking about is this tiny piece of holiday spending, because taking charge of your spending is about taking charge of your life, of your future, and gaining the confidence that you need to work toward financial freedom. So I want to know if you're ready now, because we are about to begin. How psyched are you about this workshop? Yeah, 1 to 5 stars. Are you not so sure? Are you a 5-star? Where are you on this scale? I hope that you can write down on your pen and paper that, you know what? I'm giving it a 5 stars today. I am ready to go. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about 3 mistakes that generally happens, people make over the holidays. 3 mistakes or 3 things. And then we're going to talk about how to shift that so it's working in your advantage. I would love for you to write down, pause a little bit, and think about what you want to get out of this workshop. Now, at the very end, I'm going to give you my email address, and you can ask me questions if I didn't address that, what you'd like to get out, if you want more information. But just write down what you want to get out of this workshop today. Okay, so here we go. Here's one of the things that happens that I see going on quite a bit. It's the ghost of Christmas past, or the ghost of whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. Those memories are shaping what you're doing today. So I worked with a woman on helping her create a budget and a strategic action plan. And she was a teacher. And we sat down, we went through her expenses. One of the things I ask people to do is go back and write down your expenses and write down whether it's a want or a need. And we got to her credit card bill, and it's like, you've shown me, sort of your spending patterns, and this credit card bill is really high. I mean, I know you're not going to be able to pay it off. And what's going on? She said, Dr. Brenda, this is what's happening. This is all my expenses over Christmas, over the holidays. I grew up in, a pretty lousy family, and I had nothing but really bad memories about Christmas. It was a time of arguments. It was a time of tears. We didn't have much. These memories haunt me. And when I had kids, I decided I am going to give them only happy times, only happy moments, only happy memories. I am going to make Christmas the most special holiday ever. They're going to have just good memories. And that was driving her expenses, those memories of Christmases past. And so I'd like you to write down, what do you remember about Christmas? What are those strong emotions that come out when you think about your childhood and your Christmas? Okay? How is that shaping what it is you're doing today? And I use the word shaping because your past, it does shape us who we are today, but it doesn't dictate, it doesn't determine who we are and how we spend our money. Can you make that shift if you are doing things today to, because of something that happened in the past, to try to, resolve those issues by spending more money, by giving more, by going all out, decorating your house, and it's really because of something going on in the past. Can you let it go? Can you make that shift? So that's number one in terms of what guides people in terms of their spending. And we're going to find that throughout financial freedom, throughout finances, is that we're carrying a lot of baggage, and a lot of times it's our emotions and it's the past that influences what we are doing today. Now, can you write down your plan? You don't have a plan? Welcome to the club, and that's probably why you're here today, because you don't have a plan, and most people do not have a plan when it goes into the holidays. So here's what happens. The sales start, the lightning deals. This is only good for another 90 minutes. Do I want this? And I put it in my cart. 15 minutes, the clock is counting down. Okay, I got to get this deal now. Boom. Advertisers, the commercial industry knows how to get us to part with our money. They are experts at this. That's what they do. And so when you go in without a plan, you are so susceptible to buying things and I got a great deal. Was that on your list? Is it going to sit in the closet? Are you going to give it to somebody who then regifts it? So that's what happens when you do not have a plan. The other thing that I see happening is the pressures of gifting. So when I ask you about a plan, the first thing that might come to your mind is those gifts, the holiday gifts for friends and family. But what about like the office? So I had a high level position in my company, and I had an administrative assistant, and she was a single mom, and every holiday season would come and she would get me a gift. And I would say, I want you to save your money. I want you to, don't gift me something. Now, I always, made sure that I gave her a generous gift. After all, my salary was much higher than hers. But those are the types of things, that pressure that, even when we say, please don't spend money on me. I'm hard to buy, I don't need anything. I don't really want anything. I live in an RV, so I said, just save your money. Don't do that, but let me give you a gift. But it's those types of things when we're thinking about a plan, we're forgetting about what, exchanging gifts, giving things to those who work with us in the office. You have a hairstylist. A lot of times they expect a big tip for you. Somebody's maybe coming in and cleaning your house. Again, do you leave the big tip? Decorations for the house. How much are you spending there? Oh, and then let's go out and have lunch. Let's do this. Hey, it's happy hour. You end up spending a lot of money going out on events. So just think about the bigger picture and the need for a plan here to guide you. The plan is just a roadmap. So when those advertisers come and they tell you got this lightning deal and it is going to expire soon, that's not on your list and not something you need, not something you want. Take the deep breath and say, you're not going to get me this time. I know what you're doing. I know those tricks. It's the fear of missing out. turn it into the joy of missing out. Okay, that's the second thing, is the plan. Now, you've got that pen and paper. You can pause this anytime. Stop and think about what your priority is. What's your number one priority? What do you got? So for many people, when I'm asking you this question, we're in the midst of a holiday spending. This is a holiday spending workshop, right? Well, is your priority making the holidays the best thing ever, or is your priority maybe something else? So I'll give you an example. My priority has always been experiences. I love to travel. I love to go to special events. I love to see this country. And when my child was younger, we decided, hey, we're going to go on a Caribbean cruise. And they've got great shore excursions. You can go zip lining, spelunking in a cave, driving a little jet boat. You can do so many cool things. And so I said to my child, I said, um, let's put our money together and let's really prioritize making this cruise, which is, that was coming up in 6 months, making this cruise extra special. So why don't we make it a more basic Christmas holiday? We'll downsize a little bit because it's going to feed into our larger priority, which is having a blasted good time on this cruise. So when I ask you about your priority, it's not just about the holidays. It's like, how does this fit in? Because when you're overspending on the holidays, you're giving up something else that you might want to do later in the year. And I'm going to go back to my story, the picture of the little girls in the orphanage. My kid wanted time with me. That's the priority. It was not about the stuff. And so we could buy a little board game for $5 or $20 or $30 or whatever it was, and have more fun with that together than all the other gifts that I could have purchased for her. So what is your priority over the holidays? But also, what's that bigger picture? So let's talk about where we are, where we were, and the shifts we're making. Okay. So number one, we talked about those memories, those Christmas memories, those Christmas experiences from our childhood, and how they might be shaping our current spending and making that shift, so we recognize that impact, so we can maybe let some of that go. Second thing we talked about was having a plan, so that you've got that roadmap. You're not going, you're not so vulnerable to all those advertisers who inundate you with all this stuff you're supposed to buy. And then the third thing we talked about was priorities. And not just for the holidays, but the larger picture. You can afford anything, you just can't afford everything. So when we make those shifts, you can go into 2023 so confident and feeling so good about what you just did this last, month, the last 6 weeks of the year, because you can carry that into 2023 and feel like, you know what? I'm in charge. I know what's going on. I know I could use a plan. I know I've got to set priorities. And when you start to do that, when you make those shifts, get a strong mindset, you go into the new year so powerful. So, giving you all this information, I got one question for you. What's stopping you from doing that now? What is your roadblock? What is getting in your way? Pause, write this down. What's getting in your way now? So is it because no one taught you about money? Money is very hush-hush in our society. We're not supposed to talk about it, right? How do you learn about something that you don't talk about? Is it your beliefs and your myths that maybe were formed in your childhood? that is still blocking your way to taking charge of your finances, to really building out a future of dreams and possibilities? Now, you might say, well, it's my income. I don't make enough money, or I'm spending too much. Those are circumstances and those are actions that you can change. Dig down deep inside to how you're feeling. What is your roadblock? Okay, so keep that in mind as I'd like you to join me now in a visualization. Take a deep breath. Just let all that out. And if you will, please, close your eyes. Now, I want you to imagine that when you wake up every morning, your priority is joy. Everything you do is driving your joy. Joy drives your decisions. When you wake up, you know that you're in charge of your money. You're in charge of making good, solid, smart decisions. You're creating possibilities for the future. You're not worried about your money anymore. Now imagine that you are living truly authentic. You are the person that you want to be. The only expectations you are meeting are your own expectations, not somebody else's. You're waking up with the courage to move forward on your dreams. You're strong. You are smart. You're a gutsy woman. You got this, my friend. You got this. Okay. How did that feel? How did it feel to put yourself in that place where you are truly in charge and you don't have to worry about the money, and you can you can dust off those dreams and you can start to jump after them again? If that felt good to you, I'd love a big old yes on that piece of paper. Yes, that was so good. Are you ready to kind of jump into that life? So freedom, it's the right or opportunity to do what you want. I focus on financial freedom because a lot of times, we've got our dreams. Dreams often cost money. Poverty kind of stinks. So everything is about financial freedom, which is essentially the opportunity to do what you want. So when we started this, I talked to you a bit about Gutsy Women Finances, our Dare to Dream December, and I'm asking now for your permission to talk to you a little more about Gutsy Women Finances and to give you this invitation. If that's okay with you, write down yes. Let's proceed. So I talked a bit about how hush-hush everybody is about money. It's a taboo subject. It's secret. GutsyWomenFinances.com is a community. That's the primary reason why I built this, because people don't talk about money. There's no way to learn about money. I wanted to create a community where women can ask any question they want. Nobody's going to judge them. You're going to get support. You're going to be encouraged. And you're going to, I hope, build some friendships in this community. People who are also geared towards taking care of their money, building their life of their dreams, reaching financial freedom. It is about community. It is about giving you a safe place where you feel comfortable talking about money and talking about the emotions and sharing your dreams. This is the foundation of everything you need to know about finances. So if you're building a house, you want the strongest, the sturdiest foundation that you can build. You get that house, it's got to have a good foundation. Everything in here is about the foundation. It gives you the tools, it gives you the resources, it gives you the guidance to use those tools. It is the foundation. Now, When people think about money and finances, they're like, oh, it's so boring and I have to know all this jargon and all this other stuff. It's so boring. It's so complicated. It isn't, because this is about your life. Is your life boring? I hope it isn't. This is not a boring financial community. This is an exciting community about your dreams and living the life you want to live. So I every month I've got new themes. So I'm really, really excited about December because it is Dare to Dream December. And then January 2023, we're going to start it off with GYST month. Get your shit together. Okay. I've got 2 workshops every month based on those themes, workshops that are going to give you real plans, real actions to take that's going to see you move forward on your finances. I'd like for you to do me a favor and type in your browser, gutsywomenfinances.com. Make sure this link is working. If it's not, connect with me, but I want to make sure that you've got this on your browser and it is working. So check out the Gutsy Women Finances community, and this is your personal invitation. Join us. Let's do this. This is a quote that has become my all-time favorite, and it's from Mary Oliver. She says, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" It's just a question. She doesn't say, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one boring and routine life?" That's not the question, my friends. Wild and precious life. I want you to feel that way, that you have a wild and precious life and you deserve to have something more. You deserve to have the freedom to go after that wild and precious life, to build the dreams that you want. That's what we're all about. Okay. We are at the end of this workshop, and if you've got questions, any questions at all about the three issues, the 3 shifts, the spending, the Gutsy Women Finances community, email me at Brenda@drbrendamoneycoach.com. I'm going to be sending you some emails over the course of the next few days, the next few weeks, giving you more information about GutsyWomenFinances.com and all of the great stuff we have going on. Join us for Dare to Dream December. Come on into Get Your Shit Together January. We welcome you in. I hope you enjoyed this, and you guys take care and have a great holiday experience. So long.